Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Now we are going to see scope of variables. Okay, so previously we have discussed three types of functions. That is, first one is modules, and then second one built-in functions, third one user-defined functions. So under user-defined functions, we are going to see the scope of variables. So scope of variable refers to the part of the program where it is visible. Okay, so in which part of the program that variable is visible or the variable is going to be used. Okay, that is the area where you can use it or refer it. Okay, in which area, which part of the area of the program you can use that variable or you can refer that variable, that is only known as scope. Okay, so we can say that scope holds the current set of variables and their values. So scope in the sense, so within which limit that variable is going to be accessed or used. Okay, so the current set of variables and their values are going to be holds in the scope. Okay, we can say that the scope holds the current set of variables and their values. So we will study two types of scope of variables, that is global scope or local scope. There are two types of scope of variables we are going to see now. First one, let me see the global scope. So variable with the global scope can be used anywhere in the program. So anywhere in the program we can use that global scope variable. So that should be created by defining a variable outside the scope of any function or block. So before the function definition or function header, if you are building a variable, that is you are assigning a value to a variable, then that variable x is going to be used in any part of the program. Okay, so that may be belongs to function or it belongs to main program also. Okay, so main program, it is starting without any indentation. So with the indentation, if it starts, that is a statement block of statements which are placed inside the function. Okay, so now we'll see one example for global variable. So here x is known as global variable because it is defined before the function definition test. So def test opening and closing parenthesis at the end colon. So print inside test x is, okay, so inside test x is what? X, that is 50 only. Print value of x is x. So this print statement is placed inside the function test, but this print statement is placed in the main program. So what is the value of x is now? Here also x is 50 only, and here inside this test also the value of 50 is x is 50 only. So on execution, the above code will produce 50 only, that is inside test x is 50, value of x is 50. Any modification to global is permanent and visible to all the functions written in the file. So whatever modification we are making in the global, that is going to be permanent and it is visible to all the functions written in the file. So whatever functions we have written in the file, for all the functions, this uh, global variable, no, global is going to be permanent one. Next example we will see, x is equal to 50, this is global variable, and x is going to be incremented by 10. Okay, so x plus equal to 10 means what? X is equal to x plus 10, we can otherwise write as x plus equal to 10. Then print inside test x is x. Okay, that is inside test here, this statement is returned inside this function test. So what is the value of x now? 60. Okay, because x is incremented now. Okay, so that x value will be about now 60. The print value of x is here x. That is, so after incrementation, x value will be 60 only. Okay, so it will produce inside the test x is 60 and value of x is also 60. So that is in the main program also it will become 60 because whatever modification we have made to the global, that is going to be permanent and it is visible. So that value of x will be, this is in the main statement only now. So the value of x will be 60. Next we are going to see local scope. So a variable with local scope can be accessed only within the function or block. So only within that function where we have defined that build that variable, no, use that variable, no, only within that function or block uh, that is going to be accessed. Okay, so in which block that is created in that place only it is going to be accessed. When a variable is created inside the function or block, the variable becomes local to it. So when the variable is created inside the function or inside the block, the variable becomes what? It is a local to that function. Okay, so a local variable only exists while the function is executing. So when the function is executing only, the local value will get exists. Local variable will get exists. Okay, now x is 50. This is global variable because it is defined before this function definition. And then y is equal to 20. This is known as local variable. So print the statement, this y is 20 and print the value of x is. These two statements are belonging to this function test. Okay. So when you are printing the value of x, x will be global, that is 50, and y will be 20. But when you are printing here, so print the value of x, x will be same 50 only, and y will be what? Y will be error. Okay, so there is no y here because y is not defined in the main program. Okay, this is local to this function test only. This y value, it is local to the function test only. So whichever statements are at the same indentation level inside this function, only those statements will use that y value. Okay, so the next y will be producing error. So on executing the code, we will get the value of x is 50 here and y is 20. The next print statement, this print statement will produce an error because the variable y is not accessible outside the function body. Outside this function, this y is not accessible. So a global variable remains global till it is not recreated inside the function or block. So global variable, it is remaining global variable only. It's not recreated like x is equal to x plus 10 like that. We didn't recreate that variable so that it is, the same value is going to be used here inside this function, that is test. Okay. Now next example, x is equal to 50. DEF test x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. Now x value is going to be changed as 5 here inside this function, but in outside global value will be 50 only. Okay, so y is now 2. So now print the value of x and y inside the function R. So inside the function, what values we have assigned? 5 and 2. So the 5 and 2 are going to be printed, and print the value of x. So now the x value will be not 5, it will be taken as 50. That is global value is going to be considered here for the second print statement because this is belongs to main part. This is not belongs to this function body test. Okay. So if we want to refer to global variable inside the function, then keyword global will be prefixed with it. That is, if you want to refer the global variable inside the function, see this x is going to be used inside the function means we need to write a global uh, that is, if you want to refer global variable inside the function, then keyword global will be prefixed with it. That is, before that variable name, we need to use this global keyword. Let us see example for that. So x is equal to 50, DEF test, okay, DEF test global x, and then x is equal to 2, y is equal to 2. Now print value of x and y inside the function R. So inside the function x and y both are 2 only, and print the value of x outside the function. Outside this function, this print statement, what it is going to print? 2 only it is printing because this x is going to be now used here inside this function as global, so that whatever value we have assigned for x inside this test. Okay, so here we have assigned as 50. Now it is recreated as 2 now because of this prefix keyword, that is global before x. Okay, so before x we have used global keyword, so that now x will be rebuilt as recreated as 2. So x value will be now pointing to 2 only. So outside the function also x value will be 2 only here. Okay, so this is the use of global keyword because we rebuild it. We have rebuilt this x is equal to 50 by using this global inside this function name test. Okay, so this 4 statements now belongs to this function body test only. Okay, function header test only. Now more on defining functions. What are the things we are going to discuss on functions? We'll discuss some of the more topics here. So it is possible to provide parameters of functions with some default value. See here, default value, what we have given in the parameters, times is equal to 1. This is one of the parameter with default value. In case the user does not want to provide the values, that is for the argument, for all of them at the time of calling, we can provide default argument values. So for all the parameters, if the user does not want to assign the value or pass the value during function call, user what he can do, he can assign default values like this for the default arguments. Okay, so like message is equal to something, and some value, or message is equal to within double quotes welcome, and times is equal to 1. Okay, one time that welcome is going to be printed. So like that we can pass the default value to the value as a parameter. Okay, so print message star times. So multiplication symbol, this is multiplication, so message is a what? Message is going to hold the string value. String can be multiplied with number, yes or no? So as we have studied in the first chapter, if you multiply string and integer, what will happen? So it will be replicated. The string is going to be replicated. For example, times is assigned as 3 means the message what we are giving in the message variable, that is going to be 3 times repeated. Okay, so it is going to be replicated or duplicated. Okay, so that is the purpose of this statement here inside this function name greet. Okay, now we are going to call this function greet. So this greet function is having how many parameters now? 2 parameters, that is message and times is equal to 1. Now we are studying about default arguments. Okay, so here times is equal to 1 is assigned as default value, assigned with default value, that is 1. So if you are not passing the default value, that is the second parameter value, even if you are not passing here, what will happen? Compulsorily you need to pass the value for message because it was not assigned with any value here in the parameter list. But when you are making function call, the value for the function parameters need to be assigned. So when you are passing values for these parameters, for the first one we have assigned the value, that is welcome. This is a message, so it is written in single quotes. Comma after we need to give this times is equal to 1 because it is already assigned with some value, assigned with some default value. Even if you are not passing here as a value, what will happen? This welcome statement is going to be printed how many times? 1 times. Okay, because we didn't pass the value, defaultly what value is assigned for times? 1. So that is 1 is going to be multiplied with this message, that is welcome. Okay, so that is welcome is copied to message here when this function is called. Next function, when next same function when we are calling with new value, that is default value we are not using here. So calling function with both of arguments, both the argument values. That is for message place, we are writing the string hello, and in a times place, we are sending the value 2. So what will happen? Hello is going to be replicated or duplicated 2 times. So the function greet is used to print a message, that is string, given number of times. Okay, if the second argument value is not specified, then parameter times work with the default value provided to it. So what is the default value provided to this parameter? 1. Okay, so in the first call to greet, in the first function call to greet, only one argument value is provided, which is passed on to the first parameter from LHS, from left hand side to the first parameter. This welcome is copied. And the string is printed only once, as the variable times takes the value, default value what? 1 here. Okay, in the second call to greet, we supply both the argument values, that is a string and 2. See here, hello and 2 both are passed here. Okay, saying that we want to print the message twice a time. Okay, so now parameter times get the value 2 instead of default value 1, and the message is printed twice. That is hello is here, got printed how many times? 2 times. Okay. So as we have seen, functions with default argument values, they can be called in which fewer fewer arguments. Then it is designed to allow. Okay. Note, the default value assigned to the parameter should be constant only. So whatever default value we are assigning, that should be constant or literal. Okay. Only those parameters which are at the end of the list can be given default value. So end of the list only we need to give the default value. See here, if you have around 3 arguments, the third argument, second argument, like that, end of the list only should have the default value. You cannot have a parameter on the left with the default argument value. So LHS side, we should not assign any default values. Either all the 3 should be default values, all the 3 parameters should be assigned with default value, or if you are making one variable as a default argument, then that argument should be mentioned at the right hand side only. Okay, so you cannot have a parameter on left with the default argument value without assigning default values to parameters lying on its right side. Okay, so right side only you need to assign all the default values. Either you can have all the parameters should be assigned as default argument values, or else at the right hand side you can assign for default values for parameters. Okay, so the default value is evaluated only once, so you cannot assign the default value more than once in a function call. Okay, at the point of function definition. So if there is a function with many parameters, okay, and we want to specify only some of them in the function call, then the value for such parameters can be provided by using their name. That is, if one function is there with many parameters like ABC, let us consider, okay, and we want to specify only some of them in the function call, only some of the parameters alone, we need to use it in the function call. Then the value for such parameters can be provided by using their name. Okay, so here we have assigned default values, then A alone, here it is not assigned with any value. So this is known as default arguments. Okay, last two are known as default arguments and first one is not assigned as default argument. But for this, even for this also we can change the value and we can send it. Okay, so instead of position, that is instead of position, that is in order, no need to send this. That kind of arguments are known as keyword arguments. Okay, that is value for such parameters can be provided by using their name instead of position, that is the order of the parameter we no need to consider. This kind of keywords are called keyword arguments or naming arguments. Okay, what is the other name given for naming arguments? Keyword arguments. So here you can see the function def function of a comma b is equal to 1, c is equal to 5, at the end colon, print a is a, b is b and c is c. This is the statement what we want to print in the output. Okay, so the function fun can be invoked in many ways. So here we have just passed 3 alone because a alone is not having any value. So for a alone we have passed the value. The remaining 2 are default arguments. Okay, so default values can automatically taken. Okay, now first value is assigned with 3 and the next 2 no, just we have passed as 7 and 10. Okay, that is default value. We have assigned a new value for B and C, so that 3, 7, 10 is going to be printed. Now 25 is assigned and we can assign for default arguments, we can assign the value. So 25 is automatically taken for what? A, and B is chosen as 1, already default value we have assigned, and for C alone we have assigned new value. Okay, and then C is equal to 20, A is equal to 10. So here A is not assigned with any value, but here A is assigned as 10. Okay, so here we didn't pass the value in any, we didn't pass the value in the order because we have assigned the value in the function call. So for any parameter, if you are assigning the value in the function call, then that kind of arguments are known as keyword arguments or naming arguments. Here we are not considering the order. See here A is written at the end, C is written at the beginning, but B is automatically taken as second value. Okay, so that here we didn't consider any order, so that these arguments are known as, see here in this function called C is equal to 20. We didn't write here. Yes, no. So C is equal to 20 and C is equal to 20, comma A is equal to 20. Both the two statements, last 3 and 4 is known as having default the keyword arguments or naming arguments. Okay, because in function call we are assigning the parameters with some values. These kind of arguments are only known as keyword arguments or naming arguments. Here we didn't consider the order of the parameters. See here C A, but here A B C only. So we didn't consider the order. Okay, position we didn't consider. So that it's called as what? Keyword arguments. So first and second call to function is based on the default argument value only. That is first and second based on default argument value only. And the third and fourth call only are using keyword arguments. In the first usage, value 3 is passed on to A, B, C. works with default values. In the second call, all the three parameters get the values, new values in the function call statement. In the third usage, variable A gets first value 25 due to position of the argument. Okay, that is positional argument. And the parameter C gets a value 20 due to naming argument, that is keyword argument. So here A is position argument, so that it is mentioned in the order. But see here, it is written as keyword argument because it is written with the help of its name. Okay, so it is known as due to naming, that is known as keyword arguments. The parameter B uses the default value, so that is default argument. So in the fourth stage, we use keyword argument for all specified value, as we have specified the value for C before A. Although A is defined before C in the parameter list, so we no need to consider here the order. That's why it is known as keyword arguments, naming arguments. In the naming arguments, we no need to consider the order of the parameters which it was used in the how it was used in the uh, function definition. No, in the same order we no need to write in the function call when we are using keyword arguments in the function call. Okay, note the function named fun have three parameters, out of which first one is without default value and the other two have default value. So any call to the function, compulsorily we need to have at least one argument, that is that with first one is doesn't have the default value. No, we need to pass the value for that first parameter compulsorily. Okay, while using keyword arguments, we need to keep the following points in our mind. That is, an argument list must have any positional arguments followed by only keyword arguments. First positional arguments, that is A, then comma B is equal to 1, C is equal to 5. Like that only we need to follow the order. So positional arguments need to be placed in the beginning of the parameter list, followed by only any keyword arguments need to be placed. Okay, and then that is in a function call they are saying. Okay, and then keywords in the argument list should be from the list of parameters names only. So whatever keywords in the arguments list we are using, no, that should be from the list of parameters name only. We should not change the other names. Okay, and then when we are using keywords, keyword arguments, the name of the argument should be similar to the parameter. And then no parameter should receive value more than once. So you should not pass the value for the same parameter 2 times or 3 times, like that. The parameter names corresponding to positional arguments cannot be used as keywords in the same calls. So for positional arguments, parameter names corresponding to positional arguments, that is A here, okay, cannot be used as keywords in the same calls. So we cannot use the, for example, 25 comma A is equal to 10, like that. We should not assign the A as a keyword argument again. Okay. Next one, following calls to fun would be invalid. That is, function when we are passing like calling like this without any single argument, if you are calling the function, it will be invalid, because here it will show the error as required argument is missing. And then 5 comma A is equal to 5. This is only known as non-keyword argument 6. Okay, non-keyword argument 6 following keyword argument, following this keyword argument. So this should not be written like this. Keyword argument should be placed after at the end only. Then duplicate value for argument A. See, 6 is already assigned for A. See, this like only. See, no parameter, sorry. Keywords in the argument list should be from the list of parameters names only. Sorry, yeah. An argument list must have any positional arguments followed by any keyword arguments. That is for a second function. This statement is suitable. Okay. And the fourth statement, parameters names corresponding to positional arguments cannot be used as keywords in the same calls. So in the same call, here 6 is also used for A and 5 is also assigned for A. So like that, positional, if it is a positional argument, that cannot be used as keyword in the same call. Okay, so that kind of error here made. Okay, and then D is equal to 5. This is unknown parameter because we didn't use D in the function definition. Next one, advantages of writing functions with keyword arguments are: using function, it is easier as we do not need to remember about the order of the argument. So here we no need to consider the position or order of the argument. That is the advantage of keyword argument. So we can write it in any order. Even if you are not remembering the order of the parameters, whatever parameters comes into our mind, we can write the parameters in any order and we can assign the value in the function call. Second advantage, we can specify values of only those parameters to which we want to, as other parameters have default arguments values. So only for the parameters which doesn't have a value in the function definition alone, we can send the keyword arguments. Okay, the remaining it will take automatically default values. In Python, as function definition happens at runtime, when the function definition happens at runtime only, function going to be defined. After seeing this keyword def only, function definition happens. So functions can be bound to other names. This allows us to pass function as parameter and use or call the function by two names. Okay, we can call the function in the two names also. Okay, now let us see the example. Dfx print 20 and def test. See this function inside we have used another function. Then for I in range of 4, this function written here, this function call is made. So this fn is not available here. So the next test of x if we are giving, okay, so test of x, so this test is going to be called. Okay, so here this fn need to be assigned with x some value. So for I in range 4, 20 is going to be printed for 4 times. The same 20 is going to be printed for how many times? 4 times here. Okay. Next is flow of execution of program containing the function call. So execution always begins at the first statement of the program. So now we are going to see about how the execution takes place in any function or any program. Okay, how the flow of execution will be taken place in the function call. So execution always begins at the first statement of the program. Statements are executed one at a time in order from top to bottom. So from top to bottom in the order only the statements are going to be executed. Function definition does not alter the flow of execution of the program. So the function definition, no, this is, it will not change the order of the execution of the program. So as the statement inside the function is not executed until the function is called. So inside the function, whatever statements we have used, that is not going to be executed until we call that function. On a function call, instead of going to the next statement of the program, the control jumps to the body of the function, executes all the statements of the function in the order from the top to bottom, and then comes back to the point where it is left off. Okay. Then this remains simple till a function does not call another function. Okay. Similarly, in the middle of the function, program might have to execute the statements of the other function and so on. So in the middle of the function, sometimes the program may to execute some other functions statements also. Okay, so don't worry, Python is good at keeping track of execution. So each time a function completes, the program picks up from the place it left last. Okay, so where it left last, from that place onwards, it will start picking up. Okay, until it gets to the end of the program where it terminates. So note, Python does not allow you to call a function before the function is declared. So without declaring the function or defining the function, we should not, that is Python will not allow us to call the function. When you write the name of the function without parentheses, it is interpreted as reference. Okay, so if you are not using parentheses after the function name, that is def fun, after that parenthesis is missing, means it will be treated as what? That fun will be treated as reference, interpreted as reference. When you write the function name with parentheses, the interpreter invoke the function, that is object. Okay, invoke the function. So with this, our third lesson, that is chapter 2 is going to end. Okay, so unit 2, chapter 2 is going to end here. So next we will see next lesson, and before that we will see the exercises. We will solve the exercises in the next video. So today you will get test questions that I will send you in the afternoon, and you can go through the videos whatever I have sent for this lesson. Go through one more time and be ready for the test. Thank you.